Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks to those that have subscribed and thanks to those that are yet to subscribe. I remain Emmanuel Adebayo, yours truly. So I took a trip down to Badagry, a close border to Seme. Badagry is a town, a local government in Nigeria, known for an historic place for slave trade during the colonial era. We have two slave ports in Nigeria, Calabar and Badagry. And Badagry is a well-known since is one of the major city, located in one of the major city in Lagos. Located on the north bank of Port Novo, an highland water that connects Lagos to Benin capital of Port Novo. The same route connects Lagos, Ilaro and Port Novo. The most notable known feat about Badagry, it served as a corridor of European to the slave trade to new destination in the early 18th century. And it has a well-known name in Gafuri Highland known as Point of No Return. Badagry was one of the routes that benefited from the ongoing slave trade conflict between Port Novo, Dahomey at the end of 18th century. Slaves taken during inter-village conflicts were auctioned off at Badagry. Chief Mobe was one of the African chiefs who participated in the slave trade in 1883. So here we are in the Badagry market. Notable place to visit when you go to Badagry are Mobe Slave Relics Museum, the Brazilian Barracon, that's a slave center, the first story building in Nigeria, Badagry Heritage Museum, the slave port of Point of No Return, which is located in Befuru Highland. So this is the Badagry market where yams are sold to the wholesaler, where they resell to the final consumers. Another thing to note in Badagry, they are known for what we call the local Eliweomo. Charms and the likes are well known around the area. So these are those that I just capture. They have a sections where they sell the local herbs and medicine, more or less charms. Another thing that is more prominent is the first story building in Nigeria. I'll get there. They also sell, there's a Badagry market, the main market. Here we are. Here is the Marina Street, very close to the lagoon. They have the first primary school in Nigeria is also located in Badagry. That was in 1845. There's vintage houses that were built in the 80s. They are still standing strong till this present moment. I captured some of the houses over there. Here, there. Look at one over there. Still standing strong. Most of these houses are owned by families. The fishermen run about. So this is the lagoon. Once you get there, this lagoon leads to the oceans where the foreigners, the Europeans, takes the slaves to other countries to sell them to their slave masters. So Badagry was one of the major Atlantic slave trading places, trading to Portugal, Britain, Spain, France, the Netherlands, United States of America and Denmark. These are the countries. So when you get to this lagoon, you take a boat to a 5-minute boat to the Befuru Island. Befuru Island is where you get to the end point of no return. And there, when you get there, you see what we call the attenuation well. Each slave are mandated to take this water. This water is more or less, it hypnotize them, forget what they are, forget where they are, because the slave masters or the slave masters going with them are no more than 10, and they are in hundreds. So they hypnotize them with this water before getting to the ship, boarding them to outside the country. We have the museum, the Mobile Royal Museum, where the relics, this is the Brazilian barracoon, where the slaves are kept. 40 slaves in a tiny rooms are kept before they depart to the Badagry Island, end of no return. So this house, the Saraki Farame Williams Habas, was also a slave to someone. He was sold as a slave to Abbas, and you know, during those times, once you are sold as a slave, is either the slave master give you a name or you bear the name of the slave master. He was sold to two slave masters, Habas in Dahomey, and also he was sold to a Portugal slave master called Williams. So he bears the two names. Thereafter, he became a slave seller. He sold slave to Europeans. Here we are in the first story building in Nigeria, erected by the CMS, still present to this time. It was first erected in 1842, thereafter completed in 1845. It holds the Bible, or the first translation Bible to Yoruba, is still present there. This is ABSCON, the administrative staffs of Nigeria, where they train, research, and consult to many organizations. Is located